The sterile white walls of the hospital waiting room seemed to amplify the frantic rhythm of Amelia's heart. Each tick of the oversized clock on the wall echoed the agonizing minutes that stretched into an eternity. Outside, the usually vibrant hues of a spring afternoon were muted, filtered through the anxious haze that clouded her vision. Just hours ago, a routine phone call from her mother had devolved into a panicked, breathless plea. A sudden, sharp pain, difficulty breathing, the frantic rush to the emergency room. Now Amelia sat perched on the edge of a hard plastic chair, the silence of the waiting room punctuated only by the hushed whispers of other worried families, and the distant, muffled announcements over the intercom. A knot of fear tightened in her stomach, a cold, hard lump that refused to dissolve. Her mother, her rock, the unwavering source of love and support throughout her life, was vulnerable, fragile. The image of her mother's usually vibrant face contorted in pain flashed through Amelia's mind, sending a fresh wave of anxiety crashing over her. Anger, sharp and irrational, began to simmer beneath the surface of her fear. Anger at the suddenness of it all, at the helplessness she felt, at the cruel unpredictability of life. Why her mother? Why now? The injustice of it felt like a physical blow. She gripped her hands tightly, her knuckles white. The sterile environment offered no comfort, no answers. She longed to be anywhere else, to rewind time, to somehow shield her mother from this pain. But all she could do was wait, suspended in this agonizing limbo of uncertainty. Her phone buzzed, a jarring intrusion into her turbulent thoughts. It was a text from her partner, Daniel, offering words of support and asking for updates. His message, though well-intentioned, only amplified her frustration. He was miles away on a crucial business trip, unable to be here, unable to share this burden of worry. A wave of loneliness washed over her, adding another layer to her already overflowing well of emotions. As the minutes crawled by, Amelia's mind raced, replaying cherished memories of her mother. Her warm smile, her unwavering encouragement, the countless sacrifices she had made. The thought of losing her, of the vibrant light of her life being extinguished, was unbearable. Driven by a desperate need for distraction, Amelia reached into her bag and pulled out a small, worn book. It was a collection of Seneca's letters, a gift from her grandfather, a man who had navigated his own share of life's storms with remarkable stoicism. In times of crisis, Amelia often found solace in his well-worn copy, seeking wisdom from the ancient philosopher. She opened the book, her eyes falling upon a passage. "Nothing, Lucilius, belongs to us. Time alone is ours." The words struck her, with a profound sense of urgency. Time, the most precious and fleeting of commodities, was slipping away, filled with worry and helplessness. Seneca's reminder jolted her. While she couldn't control the situation unfolding in the emergency room, she could control how she used this time, this agonizing wait. She continued reading, her gaze drawn to another passage. "The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately." Seneca's call to live in the present moment, to not be consumed by anxieties about an uncertain future, resonated deeply. Her mind was trapped in a loop of worst-case scenarios, projecting fear into a future she couldn't yet know. She needed to ground herself in the present, in the small acts of breathing, of waiting, of simply being there, in spirit if not physically by her mother's side. A little further on, she encountered a passage from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, a bookmark her grandfather had placed there years ago. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Aurelius's words were a stark reminder of where her true power lay. She couldn't control her mother's illness, the doctor's diagnoses, or the unpredictable course of recovery. But she could control her thoughts, her reactions, her inner state. Allowing fear and anger to consume her would only compound her suffering and offer no benefit to her mother. She closed her eyes, taking a slow, deep breath. The wisdom of the Stoics offered a different way to navigate this crisis, a path rooted in acceptance, reason, and inner fortitude. The anxiety didn't vanish entirely, but it receded slightly, replaced by a quiet determination to face whatever came with a sense of calm and strength. The minutes continued to tick by, but Amelia no longer felt quite so adrift. She focused on the present moment, on sending her mother strength and love. She reflected on Seneca's reminder of the preciousness of time, resolving to cherish every moment, regardless of what the future held. Hours later, a weary-looking doctor finally emerged from the emergency room, his expression a mixture of exhaustion and relief. He called Amelia's name, and she rose, her heart pounding in her chest. The news was serious, but stable. Her mother had experienced a severe allergic reaction that had caused breathing difficulties. The immediate crisis had been managed, and she was now resting, closely monitored. A wave of relief washed over Amelia, so profound it almost buckled her knees. The fear hadn't completely dissipated, but it was now tempered with a deep sense of gratitude. The waiting had been agonizing, but the principles she had turned to had offered a lifeline, a way to navigate the emotional storm without being completely overwhelmed. Over the next few days, as her mother began her slow recovery, Amelia found herself drawing strength from the Stoic wisdom she had encountered in the waiting room. She focused on what she could control: her presence, her support, her positive attitude. She accepted the uncertainty of the recovery process, knowing that worry wouldn't hasten her mother's healing. She cherished each small moment of progress, finding joy in her mother's weak smile, her whispered words. Seneca's reminder, to live immediately, took on a new meaning, each day a precious gift to be savored. Weeks turned into months. Her mother gradually regained her strength, the crisis receding into a difficult memory. Amelia, reflecting on that harrowing time, in the hospital waiting room, recognized the profound impact of the ancient philosophy she had embraced. It hadn't erased the fear or the pain, but it had provided a framework for navigating it with greater resilience and inner peace. The experience served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of life and the importance of cultivating inner strength that could withstand the inevitable storms. It taught her that while she couldn't control external events, she could always control her response, her perspective, and the way she chose to live each precious moment. The practical lesson Amelia learned, and one that resonates universally, is this: life is inherently unpredictable, filled with moments of intense stress, fear, and uncertainty. Whether it's a health crisis, a personal loss, or any other unforeseen challenge, these moments can feel overwhelming and threaten to consume us. However, our ability to navigate these difficult times with strength and resilience lies in cultivating our inner fortitude and choosing a mindful, reasoned response. The wisdom of Stoicism, as exemplified by Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, offers invaluable guidance in such circumstances. Acknowledge the present moment. In times of crisis, our minds often race to worst-case scenarios or dwell on past events. Consciously grounding ourselves in the present moment, focusing on our breath and immediate surroundings, can help to anchor us and reduce overwhelming anxiety. Differentiate between what you can and cannot control. Much of our suffering stems from trying to control the uncontrollable. Recognizing the boundaries of our influence and focusing our energy on our own thoughts and actions can lead to a greater sense of agency and reduce feelings of helplessness. Practice. Acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation or approval of negative events, but rather acknowledging the reality of the situation without resistance. This allows us to move forward with clarity and focus our energy on what can be done. Cultivate inner resilience. Building mental and emotional toughness through practices like mindfulness, self-reflection, and focusing on our values equips us to weather life's storms with greater fortitude. Remember the preciousness of time. Life is finite and unpredictable. Focusing on the present and cherishing each moment, especially in the face of adversity, can provide a sense of perspective and purpose. Just as Amelia found a way to navigate the terrifying uncertainty of her mother's health crisis by embracing Stoic principles, we too can cultivate the inner strength and wisdom to face life's inevitable challenges with greater calm, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the preciousness of each moment. The power to find peace amidst the storm lies within our ability to master our minds and choose our responses with intention and wisdom.